Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm on my personal page going live. You know, I always have so much anxiety with this. But here we go. Anyway, I want to talk to you about the current energy and what's going on. So the universe right now is asking us to be very conscious with our boundaries. So what this means is really taking a look at who we're allowing into our lives, what role people are playing in our lives right now. Are we really embracing the boundaries that we need to be having in our lives right now? And are there any adjustments that need to be made? So this is an energy that's really coming up in the universe at this time. So the universe is asking us, are you going to keep settling? Are you going to keep having people in your life that is not meant to be there? Or are you going to make some different decisions? So this is the question from the universe right now. So what I want to talk to you about, and I'm going to be super brief today, just a short video to let you know kind of what's going on in the current energy. So thank you to those of you that are live. Oh, hey, Sandy. Hey, I saw that Lisa was here too. Sorry, I have all the lights off, but it's so bright. So I'm sorry if it's making it hard to watch the video because the sun's coming in and out. So, but what we're asking, what is being asked of us in the universe right now too is like, okay, give you my example. I've been feeling like there were some people in my life that I just wanted to say goodbye to. But you know, it's like you have a history with people and you don't really know if you're just triggered and you want to get these people out of your life, or if it's just time for you to let them go with love. And so my first advice on this would be sit with it for a little while. Sit with it and go, I'm going to put this in the God box, as my friend Stormy says, right? I'm going to put this in the God box for a while. I call it the universe box, right? So it's like saying, I don't know what to do with this situation, so I'm going to put it here in the universe box. And when I feel guided to make a decision about this, great, I'll do it at that time. But for now, I'm just going to put it in there and let it simmer. Okay, so it's kind of like the back burner. It's going, I'm not going to make any rash decisions, but I do want to look at this at some point. So I'm going to stick it in there just for now until I figure out what I want to do with it next. That's the first step. When it comes back around, which it will inevitably come back around, when it does, then we're being asked to make a different decision. So here's how you evaluate that. If you are leaning towards making a decision that you have made in the past that has not worked for you, that is clue number one. Hey, May, that is clue number one. If you're trying to go make a decision that hasn't worked with you in your past, why would you do that again? Why would you go there again? You already know that doesn't work. Don't make the past decisions over again. These are patterns that are repeating. Let them go, but let them go with love. Okay, so if this is an actual person, right? If this is an actual person that's coming back around, or another person that's triggering you, you have to ask yourself, okay, like I would ask myself, Felicia, what decision have I made with this person in the past? Let me do the opposite. Let me do something completely different because this decision I made in the past did not work. At least it didn't work out for me. So why would I do it again? Other than being a glutton for punishment, right? Which I'm not. Sometimes I am, not consciously, right? So you have to make a different decision. That's the next thing you do. Now, of course, we have the universal law of cause and effect that comes in whenever we make any decision, right? Cause and effect. Going to make a different decision. Something's going to come back from that, okay? I can assure you, if you have made a decision with the main energies being love and kindness, not just for you, for the other person. Listen, I get it. I know it's hard to pray for other people, especially when they piss you off. It's like, I'm not going to pray for you, you know? But I always say I'm not going to pray for you, but then I end up praying for the person because why? The universal law of cause and effect. The universe does not answer prayers where it's good for me, but I'm praying for something bad to happen to the other person. It doesn't work like that. The universe answers prayers that are in the highest alignment for all involved. So if your prayer is trying to hurt someone else or only help you but not help other people, they don't answer that. Or they answer it their way, which is highest alignment for all people involved. But this is a really important part, and this is the value in this video, okay? This is it. I'm going to drop this bomb on you. If you walk into your prayer with an intention of love and kindness, and you want the best for everyone, it's the best thing that you could possibly do for yourself. I'm not even focused on the other person right now. It's the best thing that you could do for yourself, because it's like telling the universe, telling God, I want to do what's right. And I want to do what's kind. And I'm a decent human being. And because I'm a decent human being, I'm going to pray for everyone here. Even this person that's triggering me, this angel, by the way, because if you are getting triggered, that person is an angel, or like I call them, a soulmate. That person is triggering you for your benefit. It's for you. You should be thanking them. They're helping you grow. So it's hard at first when we're triggered. We're in a very emotional state. We become reactive very, very quickly. It's important to realize when you're being reactive, when you're in an energy where maybe you can't see the highest alignment, or you can't see the path that is being worked out by God or the universe. So the only thing you can do in this case is take a step back, get back to center. You can do this in silence or meditation or going for a walk. But if your heart is racing, or you're upset about something, or you're in any of the lower vibration emotions, anger, sadness, fear, anything like that, you're not centered. Centered people feel peaceful inside. No matter what is going on externally, they're able to stop and go, okay, I can use a blend of logic and intuition, both now. We have the head and the heart. I can work with both of these to make a logical, intuitive decision. And when you're at that place and you are centered, what happens exactly? You tell yourself, is it really that bad? Like, you stop and ask this question, is it really as bad as I'm making it? And the answer is no, never. It's never as bad as we make it in our minds, ever. Why? Because we have this fabulous imagination that was gifted to us by God. So what's the first thing that happens? We create these fantastical stories that we probably could sell as movies, like multi-billion-dollar movies. If you created half the shit that you created in your mind, do you know how much money you'd make if you used your imagination to its full capability? You'd be a billionaire. But instead, we create these fantastical stories that hold us back. And we create this reality for ourselves on something that hasn't happened. I watched this video the other day where this guy was talking about fear. And he was talking about people that jump out of airplanes. And he was saying they put a pulse tracker, to track the heart rate. They put it on them, and their heart rate, these people that were going to jump out of the plane, as the plane was ascending up, right? Their heart was faster, faster, faster. But the moment that they actually stepped off the plane and got out of the plane, what happened? Their heart rate drastically dropped back to normal levels. So was it actually doing the thing, jumping out of the plane, or was it the illusion, the anticipation that they created with their mind, the fear that they created? They created something that was not real. It's not here. It didn't happen. And that is fear. That is fear. I'm sorry, can everybody still hear me? It looks like somebody might be having issues. That is the fear. They were going up in this plane. They created this illusion of that something was going to happen to them or they weren't going to be safe or whatever. But the moment they jumped out of the plane, their energy and their heart rate actually dropped. You would think that's when it would skyrocket, right? But it's not. It's not. So we create these amazing stories in our mind where, think if you could channel that energy into a screenplay or into your journal or into a live video. Like, I was just thinking about this and I'm like, I'm going to do a live video on this, right? You take that energy and you take it for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and you do something brand new with it. How amazing would that be? But with our boundaries, this is what I'm talking about. Is there this person in your life that you've been going, I don't know if I resonate with this person anymore? My question to you would be, why are you hanging on to them? Why are you dragging them with you? Let me guess, you're dragging them like a suitcase. You probably expect them to change, right? But let me guess, you're more spiritually aware, so you can be a guiding light for them. Is that right? You can help them? That's not your job. I'm sorry to be so direct, but I have to. That's not your job. Your job is to be the fucking lighthouse. Period. I don't care how long you've been doing light work or work. Your job, be the fucking lighthouse. That's your job. Your job is to not drag somebody like a suitcase from the past up to where you are because you know what they're capable of. No, not your job. And to take it one step further, the universe doesn't expect you to do that job. In fact, they prefer that you didn't because that's their job, to be honest with you. It's not your job to drag people up to where you are. It never has been, it never will be, and anybody that is doing that, you don't really get it. You're trying to be helpful, but you have something that I call the weight of the world syndrome. This is from the Greek god Atlas, the god that carries the actual world on his shoulders, right? You're not Atlas. You're just channeling his magical energy, but you don't have to. All you have to do is be the lighthouse. You shine your light, and you shine it as brightly as you possibly can, doing what you love and what you're passionate about. And if you're not doing that, you're not being a lighthouse, and you're not 100% on your path. Your only job is to shine your light so strongly that you blind people, because they have no choice but to look at you and go, how are you doing this? Tell me what's changed. And here's the moment. This crowning moment. This is the satisfaction that you're looking for when you're shining so brightly and somebody acknowledges. Somebody comes out and goes, I see you. I see what you're doing. I acknowledge you. I hear you. I see you. Please help me. Then. You're not dragging the person anymore. You're not dragging the luggage. You're not dragging this person from the past. Why? They asked for help. That's spiritual boundaries. It's you shining your light so fucking bright, you blind the people around you because you're so bright, so gold, so sparkly, so magical. You're the biggest badass unicorn I've ever seen in the room. That's your job. And what happens? People take notice and they come to you and they go, how'd you do it? Oh, in that moment, I'm getting chills just talking about it. That moment, that's the moment that person is ready. And that person's going to start on the path, or a new path, or a changed path, or whatever their path is. And then it's going to happen for them. They're going to be the lighthouse. This is a light worker's job. It's not our job to drag people to where they're ready to be. It's our job to let them go until they're ready. And it's our job to be there when they are. That's it. And that's forgiveness. If people have walked out of your life because they're triggered by something that you're doing or whatever, you got to let them go with love. You really do. You have to let them go with love and go, you know what? I've been there. I've done that to people, right? And it hurts. It still pains me today when I have to let people go. But at the same time, I know that it's part of my job. It's part of me being a decent human being and going, I can't help you anymore where you're at right now. And it pains me to watch what you're doing. We don't have to stay and watch people destroy themselves. And if you've convinced yourself of that, I'm here to wake you up and go, no, bad boundaries, if that's what's happening, very bad boundaries. We don't have to stay and watch people torture themselves, especially if we don't have good boundaries and it actually hurts us. And guilty, I have that with some people. So what I would advise you to do, because this is where we're at in the universal energy right now, we're being asked to look at who's good for us. You know, you're most like the people you spend most time with. So, oops, you might want to stop and think about who are you spending your time with right now? Are these people where you want to go in your life? Or are these people where you were in the past and you've moved on from there? Are these people still stuck in fear and negativity and you're really moving into positivity and sharing and being open and loving? These are questions you have to ask yourself right now. The universe will, at some point here in the near future, violently rip these people out of our lives. But we have a choice right now. I'm coming to you before that's happening and going, we have a choice. Now, either way, I would encourage you, whether they're ripped out or you let them go with love. And how do you do that? I feel some of you asking that already. For me, if I have to let somebody go and I haven't talked to them in a while, I kind of don't even think about it. I just delete them out of my network and I go, if we circle back someday, great. And if we don't, either way, I let you go so-and-so with love. I say their name. And I work with Archangel Raphael a lot. So I like to send light to the person, but I never send light directly to the person. Why? I used to do that and it used to suck me dry energetically. Because when you send light from your heart space directly to the person, you're sending your own energy. And if you don't know how to really clear out your own energy and cut that out, you're going to start to feel drained. So what I do is I ask Archangel Raphael to stand in front of me, and he always has a box, like he's catching a football, right? So I send light from here directly into his box, and I go, can you take that to that person, please? And he goes, absolutely. Now, whether or not you hear or see angels or whatever, this process is the same. You close your eyes, you imagine an angel in front of you, you call this angel whatever you want. They're going to hold a box. See energy, use your magical imagination to send energy from your heart into this box and ask this angel to take it to the person for you. Easy. Easy peasy. It's all about intention. You don't need to see angels to make this happen, to send love and light to somebody. Okay, so that's how I do it. And you're welcome to use that process too. We're approaching another Mercury retrograde coming up here in the next month. I know already. I think it's a month. I don't know the exact dates. So we're getting ready to go again here, where people are going to circle back. I urge you to clean through your network right now before that happens. Really let these people go with love so that I do feel this next Mercury retrograde is going to be a little bit more about business and finances, to be honest with you, because we have Jupiter retrograde right now too, so that's affecting our business stuff. But things are moving. You're probably noticing we're having to hustle a little more. And what's going on with finances? Are your finances cleaned up in your business? Because I'm not talking about just boundaries in relationships. I'm talking about boundaries everywhere. Have you cleaned through that giant stack of bills and paperwork? Have you started to work on your taxes? Have you been avoiding paying your bills because you're worried about how much money you have? I know I'm talking to all of you that are watching this video, okay? It's boundaries everywhere. Everywhere. It's not just relationships. But do you have good self-care boundaries in place? Like, do you go to bed on time? And if you know you need 8 hours of sleep a night, are you getting your full 8 hours? Are you making your self-care a priority? Or are you telling yourself you're going to work out like me and then you don't? Like you're just not keeping your commitments to yourself? The boundaries are affecting everything, not just relationships. One big one that's coming up right now is relationships. Now, I'm not advising anyone to just walk out of relationships or whatever. If you missed the beginning part of this video, I would urge you to go back and actually watch that, because I talked about putting things in the God box, as my friend calls it, or I call it the universe box, where if you're unsure about what to do about something, you literally just take it and go, okay, I know I got to do something about this because I keep thinking about it, but I don't exactly feel clear on what to do. I'm not really there yet. You put it in a box. You put it in the universe box, and it's like telling the universe, I know I have to deal with this, but I need guidance on it. I don't know exactly what to do yet. It's like what we call the back burner. You just put it on the back burner until you feel more clear. But you don't just leave it there. You sit in silence a few minutes. I sit in silence like 10 minutes a day. It's not very much. It's first thing in the morning, so I'm really clear. But sit in silence and ask about these things. Ask about them before you go to bed. I've been having the most fantastic dreams lately, and they've been scary but not scary at the same time. So we're in between eclipses right now. Our next eclipse is a week from tomorrow. And this is basically weird time, okay? When we're in between eclipses, it's like every weirdo thing is going on. Everything you can imagine is like, oh shoot, why is the name not coming to me? Oh, I hope it comes to me. But everything is kind of backwards in eclipse time, at least for me. It's like you think something's going to go one way and it's on a clear path and it makes like a sharp left. So we have to be really present until this next eclipse. There's a lot of stuff coming up. There's a lot of people coming back from the past. There's new situations coming up. We have to be very discerning. Do not make quick decisions at this time. If it feels good, great. It'll still feel good tomorrow. Put it in that universe box just for one day, and see how it feels tomorrow. Don't make split-second decisions really fast, especially in between eclipses. It's tricky, okay? Did this help with boundaries? I felt like I had to come and talk about this today. I'm looking at comments. I'm gonna look right here while everybody's here. Oh, thank you. Can you go your own way within your relationship? Okay, so I'm hearing this as, if you're in a relationship, can you still go on your own path? Is that right? If that's the question, then yes, you can go your own way. Listen, the most conscious, if you missed my video on conscious relationships, scroll down on my Facebook feed and watch it, because it was like a few days ago, or late last week. Can you go your own way in a relationship if you're in a long-term relationship? The short answer is yes. And the even shorter answer is you want to do that. A conscious relationship is actually one where people are on their own path. They are doing their own thing, but they're holding space for one another, and they're actually holding space for the relationship. So there's an energy of, let's have the highest alignment, highest positive vibe relationship that we can, and make sure that we're both able to grow as much as we possibly can within this relationship. So yes, as long as your partner's open to it, okay? I hope that answers that question. Let's see, I'm looking at the comments here. Yeah, I hear you. It's hard being in a relationship where the person is really, in a self-sabotage type energy. And sometimes these relationships do circle back, and sometimes they do not. I've seen this happen with my clients a lot. One person is really on this path of self-growth. They're really moving towards this empowerment energy, standing in their own truth, doing the service thing. In other words, use me, universe, this kind of energy, like really being in that creation flow. And so it can be hard when you're with someone that's not like that. Yeah, Mercury and Jupiter. Yeah. Jupiter doesn't go direct until June 9th. So we're making money, but we have to hustle more. That's basically what Jupiter's saying. So I agree on the dreams. yes, I've had a lot of family dreams as well. Are there any questions before I go about boundaries? If you joined late, please do watch the beginning part of the video. There was a lot of good stuff in there about how to set boundaries. And also, before I go, I want to mention I have a course on this that starts next week. And it's a month long, and it's $62 a session, and it's a live group call. So if you're interested in that, look at my feed, because it's so inexpensive, and you're going to be with a bunch of women talking about this exact topic, and I'm going to be coaching you through how to have a conscious relationship. We're starting with the one with ourselves. If we get it with ourselves, everyone else out there is going to meet us where we're at. So check it out if it's of interest to you, and I would love to have you in that one as well. And if not, maybe on a next one. But I hope you enjoyed this live video. I will talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.